ISIS is over. That's some news. I guess that, and it was pretty quick, wasn't it? General Mattis told us back in April that Trump had given him a mandate to annihilate ISIS, and now, guess what? ISIS is annihilated. Iraq Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani announced victory today. For those with short memories, ISIS developed in 2013 during the Barack Obama administration in the power vacuum created by Barack Obama's very stupid decision to pull American forces out of Iraq. But in fairness to Barack Obama, how could he have known? How could Obama have known that pulling troops out of Iraq would lead to the rise of an even more dangerous threat than we were already fighting?
Our nation deserves a serious debate about Iraq because the outcome of this conflict will have enormous consequences for our country. Failure in Iraq would allow terrorists to operate from a safe haven with access to the world's third largest oil reserves. Failure in Iraq would increase the probability that at some later date American troops would have to return to Iraq to confront an enemy more dangerous and more entrenched. Failure in Iraq would send an unmistakable signal to America's enemies that our country can be bullied into retreat. America's involvement in Iraq does not have to end this way.
What a dummy, huh? I can't believe anyone ever believed that guy. You know, that guy that just perfectly predicted every single thing that would happen after he left office? Yeah, you know that guy. Even predicting what his opponent, Barack Obama, what his political opponent, Barack Obama, would end up doing and all of the terrible things that followed from that. What did we get just a few years later? Let's take a look.
This is James Wright Foley, an American citizen of your country. As a government, you have been at the forefront of the aggression towards the Islamic State. You have plotted against us and gone far out of your way to find reasons to interfere in our affairs.
That was Jihad John, and we tolerated him beheading a lot of Americans. Americans James Foley, Stephen Sotloff, Peter Kassig, among many others, were gruesomely beheaded by ISIS on Barack Obama's watch, though the most chilling actually may have been ISIS's simultaneous beheading of 21 Coptic Christians who were crying out their belief in Yeshua on a beach in Tripoli while Barack Obama was apologizing for the Crusades or whatever other nonsense he was doing in office. ISIS also shot up a Tunisian tourist resort, killing 38 Europeans. ISIS bombed Turkey and killed 33, crashed a Russian airplane, killing 224, bombed Turkey again. They kept bombing Turkey. They bombed Beirut, attacked Paris, killing 130 civilians, bombed Istanbul, Brussels, killing 32, Nice, killing 86, attacked Kabul, killing 80, Berlin, killing 12, St. Petersburg, killing 15, Manchester, killing 22, and many, many other attacks. With all that weight of evidence, how would Barack Obama describe the group?
President Obama speaking out about America's deadliest enemies. His choice of words getting a lot of attention. In an interview with the New Yorker magazine, he compares groups linked to al-Qaeda to an amateur basketball team. Quote, "The analogy we use around here sometimes, and I think is accurate, is if a JV team, meaning junior varsity team, puts on Lakers uniforms, that doesn't make them Kobe Bryant," end quote.
Doesn't make them Kobe Bryant. They're just the JV team. Isn't that? Barack Obama did this from the beginning of his campaign onward. He was operating under the belief that if he would say things, that would make them true. He clearly suffered from some version of narcissism, and very frequently he would just say things that obviously didn't comport with reality, but nevertheless he said a lie often enough told will become a truth. What exactly did he mean by the JV team? We think we have an idea, but he goes on and explains it in another interview.
What I do insist on is that we maintain a proper perspective and that we do not provide a victory to these terrorist networks by overinflating their importance and suggesting in some fashion that they are an existential threat to the United States or the world order.
Yeah, you know, they're not. How would they be an existential threat? They're the JV team. They're not wreaking havoc all over the entire globe and destroying a region, destroying two nations in a region, and challenging American credibility there. The existential threat is crucial here because we're talking about an ideology that has been encroaching and fighting the West for 1,400 years. We're talking about political Islamism. And Barack Obama, for whatever reason, refused to see that as an existential threat to the West. He also famously made fun of Mitt Romney for saying that Russia was the greatest geopolitical threat, probably because Barack Obama thinks the greatest threats are from within or something. He couldn't seem to identify an actual geopolitical threat to the United States. Now, because he didn't consider them an existential threat, he didn't pursue them. Here's Barack Obama explaining that strategy.
Says that what you have on the ground now is not going to be enough. Every couple of months, you're going to be faced with the same choice, back down or double down.
I think what is true is that this has always been a multi-year project.
Unbelievable mealy meth. This is what happens, by the way, when I'm late writing a piece or writing up a show, or God King Jeremy Boring or Ben Shapiro. They come to me and say, "Where's the piece?" I'll say, look. This has always been a multi-year project. Look, this has always been, we just need strategic patience. We just need to lead from behind. But clearly, he had no interest in fighting ISIS whatsoever. We don't know. We know that he wanted to be a domestic policy president. We also know that he failed at every level when it came to foreign policy.